Among the world's sacred texts, few carry the depth and clarity of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. The knowledge within it isn't just about death, it's about understanding life at its deepest level. The most important moment of your entire life isn't happening right now. It's waiting for you at the end. And everything, every choice you make, every emotion you feel, every relationship you build, is preparing you for that ultimate test. But here's what's terrifying. 99% of people will fail this test. They'll be caught completely unprepared, trapped in cycles of confusion and suffering, missing the greatest opportunity for freedom that will ever exist. The Tibetan Book of the Dead understood consciousness in ways modern science is only beginning to grasp. What you're about to learn has been preserved for over 1,000 years, passed down between Tibetan masters and students, containing wisdom that reveals the ultimate nature of reality. Reality isn't what you think it is. The Tibetan Book of the Dead calls these Bardo states, intermediate realms between what was and what will be. Right now, as you watch this video, you're existing in one of these Bardo states, but this is just one of countless Bardos you'll experience. Think about it. Every major decision you face, every moment of uncertainty, every transition in your life, the Tibetan Book of the Dead reveals these are all glimpses into the same cosmic process that governs life and death itself. The Tibetan masters discovered something incredible. Life is actually a continuous series of deaths and rebirths. Every moment, you're dying to who you were and being born into who you're becoming. The physical death that everyone fears. The Tibetan Book of the Dead shows it's just the most dramatic example of what's been happening your entire life. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people sleepwalk through these transitions. They miss the profound opportunities hidden in every moment of change. They face uncertainty with fear instead of wisdom, attachment instead of release. This is why they fail the ultimate test. When the final transition comes, when consciousness begins separating from the physical body, they're completely unprepared. They panic. They grasp at familiar illusions. They get trapped in cycles of confusion that can last, well, that's what we'll explore next. Every breakup, every job loss, every moment of doubt is actually training you for something far greater. The person who learns to navigate life's transitions with awareness and courage is the same person who will recognize opportunity in death's greatest mystery. The secret? Stop seeing endings as failures and beginnings as separate events. Realize that you're always in transition, always in an intermediate state, always one moment away from profound transformation. Master this, and you master existence itself. What I'm about to reveal may unsettle you. The Tibetan Book of the Dead does not simply speculate about death. It maps, with startling precision, what unfolds when awareness slips free from the body. And its vision is unlike anything religion preaches or science predicts. What it describes is at once astonishing and perilous. At the threshold of death, consciousness doesn't merely drift into some distant realm. It is drawn into one of 6 dimensions, subtle psychological landscapes shaped by the habits, emotions, and patterns we carried through life. These realms are not external heavens or hells. They are inner worlds, born of the mind itself. The 6 realms of consciousness. The hell realm, the dimension of unrelenting aggression, where reality appears as endless conflict. Every encounter becomes a battlefield, every obstacle an enemy. The tragedy, fury is mistaken for power, when in truth, it is the cage itself. The hungry ghost realm, the domain of craving. Here, beings hunger endlessly for pleasure, recognition, possessions, yet no feast brings relief. Fulfillment is forever sought outside. blind to the fact that it was always within. The animal realm, the state of instinct and survival. Fear rules here, safety above all, routine over risk, comfort instead of growth. The danger lies in stagnation, life lived in protection rather than expansion. The human realm, the rare balance point between suffering and joy. This is the realm of greatest potential, where awakening is most possible. Yet its gift is fragile, so often squandered on distraction and triviality. The Asura realm, the sphere of rivalry and comparison. Here, beings measure themselves against others, consumed by jealousy and ambition. They confuse victory with fulfillment, missing the freedom of authenticity. The God realm, the illusion of bliss. This is the most seductive state, offering pleasure and peace, but without true wisdom. It is spiritual bypassing in its purest form, mistaking temporary refuge for liberation. And here is the unsettling truth. We are programming our afterlife in every moment. Each thought, each emotion, each habit is momentum that carries us toward one of these 6 destinies. Most drift unconsciously into their fate. Yet there is another possibility: to see the pattern, to recognize these states as creations of the mind, and to step beyond them entirely. The insight is profound. These realms are not places we go, but states we generate. Shift your consciousness, and reality itself shifts with it. To master the mind is to master not just life, but destiny. Everything you've heard until now has been preparation for this moment. Because within the Tibetan Book of the Dead lies a single teaching, one technique that has the power to cut through all cycles of suffering, confusion, and limitation. It is called recognition. The text describes what unfolds the instant consciousness separates from the body. At that threshold, something extraordinary appears. The clear light, a brilliance of pure awareness, your true nature revealed, without filters, without distortion. For those who recognize this light as themselves, liberation is immediate. No more realms, no more cycles, no more seeking, only freedom. But here is the tragedy. Most do not recognize it. Conditioned by fear, clouded by habit, they fail to see their own face shining back at them. The opportunity slips away. Then begins the Bardo of Dharmata. Suddenly, the mind is confronted by a dazzling pageant of deities, some serene, radiant with compassion, others wrathful, terrifying, overwhelming. Most believe these are external beings, judges, saviors, punishers. But the Tibetan Book of the Dead reveals a radical truth. They are not other. They are you. The peaceful deities are your innate compassion, wisdom, and freedom. The wrathful ones are your untapped power, the fierce energy that cuts through illusion and ego. If, in that moment, you can recognize any of them as an expression of your own true nature, liberation is instant. But if you recoil in fear, cling in desire, or remain confused, you miss the opening once again. From there, the journey continues into the final Bardo, where unconscious patterns propel you toward another rebirth. And yet, here is the true secret, the one that changes everything. This process is not only about death, it is happening right now. Every peaceful moment you taste is a glimpse of the clear light, reminding you of who you are. Every difficult person you meet is a wrathful deity in disguise, forcing you to face the power you've ignored. Every crisis, every transition, every moment of joy or struggle, it is all part of the same Bardo journey, unfolding here and now. The practice is astonishingly simple. Whatever arises, pleasant or painful, familiar or strange, ask yourself, What if this is a projection of my own consciousness? What if this is my own Buddha nature appearing in this form? This recognition is the key, because liberation is not something to achieve. It is something to remember. It is not a place you will go. It is who you already are. The clear light is not waiting at the moment of death. It is shining through your awareness in this very instant. The deities are not hidden in another realm. They walk beside you in the forms of people, situations, and challenges in your daily life. The Bardos are not distant states to come. They are the shifting landscapes of your mind, moment by moment. Master this recognition now, and death ceases to be an ending. It becomes a beginning, not a loss, but the ultimate discovery. Not something to fear, but the final return to the truth you have always carried within. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The freedom is yours. The only question is, will you recognize it? Right now, as you reach the end of this journey through the Tibetan Book of the Dead, you are standing in a Bardo. The version of you who first clicked on this video has already dissolved. That self is gone. And a new self, the one who has glimpsed this knowledge, who carries it forward, is being born. This is the great truth of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Every moment is a death, and every moment is a rebirth. Life is not a single passage from cradle to grave. It is a continual cycle of dissolving and becoming, of letting go and emerging anew. The ultimate test, the masters say, is not only at the end of your physical life. It begins now, in how you meet this moment, in how you choose to see. Will you fall back into old patterns of fear, confusion, and distraction, programming your future realms unconsciously? Or will you recognize this moment for what it is? A chance to awaken, to see the clear light shining even here, to embrace both the peaceful and wrathful deities of your daily life as reflections of your own mind. The teachings could not be more urgent. Every challenge you face is a Bardo. Every change is a death. Every awakening is a rebirth. What the Tibetan Book of the Dead reveals is not a promise of escape, but a path of recognition. Freedom is not hidden in some distant afterlife. It is here, now, in the very awareness that is reading these words. So let this be your remembrance. You are not moving toward liberation. You are it. You are not seeking the clear light. You are shining it. The deities you fear or adore are none other than yourself in disguise. Samsara and nirvana are not separate. They are two ways of seeing the same reality. This is the invitation. This is the responsibility. This is the blessing. As you step beyond this moment, carry the recognition with you. Every breath is a threshold, every thought a choice, every instant a chance to awaken. The old self has ended. The new self begins.